You're listening to the Monday Night Community Show with Daniel on BRFM.
With Talking Health, I'm Lara Snell. People are being warned that they could be putting themselves at risk by not following NHS advice to get immunised against flu this winter. The Flu Safe campaign's asking vulnerable groups, such as pregnant women and under 65s with medical conditions, such as diabetes, COPD or heart problems, to contact their GP to see if they need the potentially life-saving jab. They want to drive home the message that if you've received a letter inviting you to be immunised, you shouldn't ignore it, especially at this time of year with people spending more time indoors in groups, which increases the risk of passing on the virus. And they say that the flu jab isn't a live vaccine, and so fears that it could actually give you the flu are totally unfounded. Dr. Giri Rajaratnam is a regional NHS flu lead. He explained why it's important that certain groups of people are protected.
The big ramification that if you've got a chronic condition or if you are pregnant, then the risk of being admitted or having much more severe complications is much, much higher if you don't have the vaccine. So it really is important that if you've got a chronic condition, if you're pregnant or if you are over the age of 65, that you try and contact your practice as soon as you possibly can and get the vaccine.
And he had this advice for those who think they or someone they know may be eligible for the flu jab.
I would err on the safe side and contact your practice, particularly if you're pregnant or have got a chronic condition or over the age of 65. And I'm sure the practice will be able to advise you and invite you in if you fall within one of the particular groups that I've already talked about.
People who work with cleaning products could have a higher risk of developing asthma, according to new research. The study of 7,000 people showed that exposure to things like bleach was a factor in 1 in 6 cases of adult-onset asthma among people in their 50s. 18 high-risk professions were identified, 4 of which involved cleaning. And the increased birth rate in England is putting a strain on services, according to midwives. The highest number of babies since 1971 were born last year, with 2013 on course to break that record. The Royal College of Midwives says hospital services are struggling to keep up. With Talking Health, I'm Lara Snell. With Talking Life, I'm Lara Snell. The number of people in the UK without work has fallen to its lowest level in 18 months, according to the latest figures. The Office for National Statistics say that the jobless total fell by 37,000 between September and November to 2.49 million. The number of people in work now stands at 29.7 million. However, the number of young people unemployed rose slightly for the first time since the summer. A new map showing the number of children waiting to be adopted has been published. Simon Cliff has more.
The government hope the map will help people who want to take on a child find the information they need. Ministers are confident the new initiative will make it easier for parents to navigate the often complex process. A hotline for those wanting to adopt has also been opened. This as the number of children needing homes continues to outnumber the number of parents interested in the adoption process. Figures suggest that as of last March, there were 5,750 children in England waiting to find new permanent homes.
And a new study has claimed that glaciers in the tropical Andes have shrunk by between 30 and 50% since the 1970s. They're retreating at their fastest rate for 300 years, according to the information collected by scientists. The glaciers in the South American range provide water for tens of millions of people across the continent. Researchers say that unless there are changes to rainfall in the region, the area could face water shortages in the future. With Talking Life, I'm Lara Snell. With Talking Money, I'm Lara Snell. As 2013 gets underway, a new positive attitude towards business startups has been revealed. New research has shown that more than a third of people think that we have a more entrepreneurial spirit in the UK than we did in the past. And it seems that in order for this to continue, people would like to see more help given to young entrepreneurs, including less red tape and an increase in the advice and guidance that's available. The research also revealed the things that people would like to see available for young people. Anthony Thomas, head of SME markets at Lloyds, explained what they were.
Good financial planning skills includes putting together a strong business plan, but perhaps most importantly of the three, would be to get guidance and encouragement from other experienced business people, such as a mentor, to help them on their journey.
And he told us about the Enterprise Awards which Lloyds TSB are running, which aim to help the next generation get started.
The Lloyds TSB Enterprise Awards are there to encourage budding entrepreneurs, and it's particularly aimed at people either at university that have set up a business or those that have qualified within the past 5 years. The deadline is rapidly approaching. The closing date is the 31st of January, so I would really encourage listeners to get onto our website, which is lloydstsb.com.
New research commissioned to mark the most depressing day of the year, Blue Monday, has revealed just how bad Brits are at dealing with their debt. The survey by Payplan showed that 1 in 8 of us say we're worried about not facing up to debt this year. This despite the fact that we admit to spending more when we're feeling down or depressed. Peter Munro's a debt expert from Payplan. He said people shouldn't be scared to take on some of the big companies.
Be brave to haggle so you can get better deals on your mobile phone, your broadband, your TV package, breakdown cover. All these companies are desperate for your business and you need to use that to your advantage.
And he had this advice for people who may still be worrying.
People shouldn't be beating themselves up about being in debt. They're not alone. We'll speak to 3,000 people every single week. These are young people, students, retired people, young professionals, all with their own different debt problems, and they've taken that brave step to do something about it. So the first step is absolutely acknowledging I have an issue here and I need some help.
With Talking Money, I'm Lara Snell. With Talking Health, I'm Lara Snell. A new campaign's been launched aimed at giving Brits the confidence they need to lower their cholesterol through better diet and exercise. The Better Together campaign, launched by Benecol Cholesterol Lowering Foods, highlights the fact that 2 in every 3 adults over 40 in the UK suffer from high cholesterol, which is a major risk factor for coronary heart disease. Consultant dietitian Helen Bond had this advice for people looking to lower their levels.
Small changes make a big difference when it comes to lowering cholesterol. Simple things like cutting down on your saturated fat intake, sometimes full fat dairy products and kind of takeaways, biscuits and cakes, and actually swapping saturated fat for healthy monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fat, and also cholesterol lowering foods containing plant stanols or sterols, which can lower your cholesterol by up to 10% within 3 weeks.
And personal trainer Matt Roberts told us a bit more about Benecol's campaign.
The way the Better Together campaign works is to combine a really simple approach of using exercise, dietary programming and changes in lifestyle in a very simple step-by-step way. People often get frightened by things like dietary changes, by exercise programs, for understandable reasons, and by lifestyle changes too, and often don't realise their lifestyle day-to-day decisions can make huge differences to their cholesterol levels.
At least a fifth of the world's population were infected with swine flu during the 2009 epidemic, according to data collected from 19 countries. The World Health Organization's study showed that although large numbers of people were infected, not all would have shown symptoms. Over 200,000 people were killed by the virus across the world. And researchers have suggested that keeping your kidneys healthy may be one of the best ways to extend your life if you suffer from type 2 diabetes. A study has found that having kidney disease increased the risk of an early death. UK experts say they want the NHS to put more effort into detecting the disease, especially in high-risk groups. With Talking Health, I'm Lara Snell.